Hey everybody, this is Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. You know our show. I'm Peter.
And I'm Frank.
Alrighty.
What are we doing today?
Today's featured performer is Judi Dench.
Isn't it silly the way I ask who are we doing today, as though I have no idea, like I just got here, like
Yeah.
I didn't, pick it out of a bucket. Anywho,
You just rolled in from
so I'm
craft
just prattling
services.
on here,
Yeah.
and he's too polite to interrupt me. So I am going to ask him a crazy out there movie
And
question.
you actually gave me a lot of time there.
I gave you a lot of time to go. But it's my turn. I'm just gonna.
I'll let you go.
Do it.
Go
So I want to know. So, is there a particular instance in the movies where, it's tough because there is so yes, hair and makeup basically. So, is there any instance where kind of that sort of thing just really stands out?
Oh, okay.
Like really just
I gotcha.
like when you think of a movie, it's just like, yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
That was,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
we'll
talk about it later, and I will leave it to you to start off. Get us started on Judi Dench.
All right. I'm still thinking in the back of my mind about the hair and makeup. All righty. Judi Dench. Boy, what can we say about Judi Dench?
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
We're
all done.
We're going to say the things about Judi Dench.
Yeah.
She owes me $11. I know that.
Tell me about
That's
it.
what I can say about Judi Dench. You know what it's for, Judy. You know. Anyway.
And I was there.
She knows.
There?
She's got a lot of money.
You would think? You'd think?
Just give me the $11. Give me 10. Just give me a 10. You don't have a one. Just give me. I'm sorry. It's been going on for such a long time.
It's gonna stick in your craw forever.
Oh God. Go ahead.
Judi Dench, just a phenomenal actress. She's been with. Well, she had a very extensive theater career. And she did dabble a little bit in movies. But she had some TV over in BBC end of it. She had some TV stuff.
It's funny because you almost said she's been with us for a long time because, well, she's an older lady, so she has been with us for a long
but
time.
I meant her movie career is not as extensive or as long. It is now.
Yeah, it is.
But there was for a woman her age and with her experience acting, she definitely has a very significant theater end of that.
Teasing.
But she's just wonderful at everything she does. And I think because she is who she is and is so good at it, she's the type of actor who can be in a very short scene if they want and gets this character across, or she can be, the main character. Like she fits in anywhere, and she'll always just give you an incredible performance.
So give me one of those.
I'm going to go with one of my favorite performances of hers, and it's just one of those that it sticks with me. Is Notes on a Scandal. I mentioned this movie when we did Kate Blanchett, whenever we did that episode. In this movie, there's a creepiness in it because of what the subject matter is, and that's a teacher having a sexual relationship with a student. And that's the Kate Blanchett character. But on the other side is the Judi Dench character, who's she's infatuated with Kate Blanchett in the movie.
Well, who isn't? She's a delight.
She is, yeah. But she's infatuated, and she almost I'm not gonna say stalks her because they're co-workers.
Oh no, I would
she
say
craves this friendship.
Yeah.
And there is the idea that she may have done this in the past with other, or at least one other teacher who had to move on because of the unwanted attention. She plays she's older, so she plays this older closeted lesbian. She's frustrated. She would like to be as easygoing, as kind of smooth and effortless as the Kate Blanchett character. She's got a great rapport with the teachers and students, and that's not her character. Her character is uneasy, maybe a little more, let's say, troublemaking, important, lasting friendships, I guess. That and so it gets to the point where she's almost like blackmailing her for her friendship, and and it's uneasy, and but it's a great performance. You know, you're not even sure how much, like, has she, you know, because she has done something in the past that has caused somebody else to move on, and there's some little references, oblique little references that other people might make, not often, but it's in there. And so, you know, she just wants to be friends, and maybe something even more, but she wants to be friends with, you know, Kate's character, and so it's unsettling.
Yeah, that's probably the best. Yeah, the best. And it's just a great performance. Yeah, it
really is, because there's like layers in there, and it's just a wonderful thing. So might be a little tough movie to watch because of the subject matter, but great performances on both of those actors. But she's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. So I love that one. I'm gonna, for my second one, it's not so much a specific movie. I can pick a movie, but what I'm going to do is I want to talk about her character as M in the James Bond franchise. So she's in a few of these movies playing the part of M.
Okay.
So you could, I want to say GoldenEye is when they first put her in. She replaces, well, originally for many years there was the Bernard Lee, or Bernard, depending upon if you're using English or British pronunciation. But anyway, Bernard Lee was the original M in the, at least in the series that we've come to know, starting with the Sean Connery James Bond. And I don't remember exactly, but there's maybe 2 movies, maybe 3, where there's another, when that M passes away, there's a new person filling in as M. It's not necessarily the same character, but a new person assigned to the position of M.
Yeah.
And that actor, can't even tell you who it is. He doesn't last too long.
I don't even remember.
And they
those. I just remember
kind of get rid of him, and then, or maybe he passed away. I have no idea what happened. But they used Judi Dench. They cast her as M, and it's a wonderful choice.
Oh, completely.
It's a great choice.
Spoiler alert, that's one of my
So you could use like GoldenEye maybe, but I kind of like also, because they had to reboot the character in Casino Royale with Daniel Craig as the new Bond. So they actually have to kind of go back to him becoming 007. Right. So she's great in all of her performances. So if I had to pick a movie, I could say Casino Royale.
Because it's the same role.
It's
so you could just
she's
in all of those. It's like Alfred.
She's cold. She's blunt. she works better with numbers than people kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. She really, at the beginning, especially with the Daniel Craig James Bond, doesn't have much patience, doesn't have much faith that he's even, like, is he up for promotion too soon? That sort of stuff. But then as we see her in other movies a little later, they build a great little friendship, almost maternal. But our first glimpse into her is this, she's cold, she's blunt. She deals with these people because she has to deal with them sometimes, because of her job and her position, But so I just love the fact that she was cast as M to begin with, and then I just love the way that she portrays M.
All right. I'll give you my 2 cents.
There's
aspects of yours that I completely
no, that's fine. We'll say
disagree with. So what's your third role?
The third one, which it might be my favorite performance of hers. It's kind of why I saved it at the end, because it's different from the first two. Is Philomena, and she's just wonderful in this movie. It's the story. If you haven't seen it, just go see it. It's the story of a woman who's now, I don't know, 70s maybe, late 70s. I'm not exactly sure, and maybe not late 70s, but she's in her 70s, and she is hoping to find her son, who, like 50 years or maybe even more earlier, she had to give up. She was forced to give up this child. She had to go to at the time, because it takes place this long ago, like in the 50s, she had to go to the convent. This takes place in Ireland. So she had to go to the convent where she gives birth, and some kind of twisted, in the movie it's a Roman Catholic convent, so in some twisted 1950s Catholicism, she's made to feel bad about her circumstance, made to give up the child, has no say in it.
Right.
This is her penance. She has a painful birth, back in the things like a breech birth, and that's just God's punishing you sort of thing, and then they even have to, these like young mothers who have lost their children or forcibly have lost their children taken away from them, then they're like made to like pay off some earthly debt by working at the convent. So it's almost like indentured servitude for like 2 or 3 years. It just sounds so archaic and just weird. And anyway, so she wants to now see if she can just see what happened, find this boy, see what's happened to him, what kind of a person did he grow up to be, blah blah blah, wants to do this one. So then the opposite side is Steve Coogan. He's going to be he's a reporter who had a nice job within the industry as a journalist. And now I'm not sure if something went wrong, but it's almost like he's got a demotion almost, and he has to cover this human interest story.
Yeah.
He really doesn't want to do this.
The dynamic between the two of them.
It's very
shifts. It's really nice.
Yeah,
it's really, really well done.
And she's just this middle class commoner, to use like a British expression. She's just middle class commoner who doesn't come from, the best background, life dealt her this thing, and she's just dealt with it. But she's still got this excitement about life, and now she's traveling with the journalist, and so they're going to like hotels and the mint on the pillow. She's just all excited about.
Yeah, she's just this
all
provincial
of this stuff.
This hasn't
it's
moved.
it's this wonderful thing, and she's enjoying that. She wants to find
It's a nice change.
And then the Steve Coogan
to see
character
her
starts
like that.
to warm up, because at first he just looks down at her. He's upset that he's been given this assignment, like, oh, I used to be like whatever.
Yeah.
I was covering the Russian, envoy to this, and I had insight, and I want to work on this other project, and but he gets caught up. He gets won over, because she's this little force that's just positive, and what's funny is he's the one who starts to get just upset and indignant about, oh my God, what's happened? The more he's finding out, what happened to this poor woman? What have they done to her? And they're just hiding behind this sanctimonious, bullshit and blah, blah, blah. And he's all upset. And she's really like, she wants to find her child. That's obviously that's the motivating factor. But her life's all about, she's moved beyond others' things. And so she's about forgiveness and just compassion, and that's how she is. And it's like he's having more trouble with it than she is.
Because it's less about, him being outraged at her circumstances and him just needing to rage against the world because he's not happy.
Right.
So
and she's
just like,
she's
what?
Wonderful. She's just
the cards I'm dealt.
She's just given this wonderful performance. I mean, she takes such joy in little things.
Yeah.
She's still excited about stuff, and it's a wonderful performance. And when you see her in some roles like M or in the other one with Notes on a Scandal, you see this performance and you're like, oh my goodness, this is great.
See, all right, I'm gonna rip into my 3 now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell folks to like and subscribe this video and find us on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay, launch into it.
All right. Her role is M in the Bond movies,
which is going to be one of your picks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I don't see her as. I've always seen her as a little bit more nurturing of Bond.
It gets there.
Yeah, more than necessary, and I think that parts of that, and again, it's not.
It definitely
it's not
develops.
her.
Yeah,
but it's the overall franchise, where the franchise went with what they did with Bond.
Yes,
but I think that she's got this great. You're looking down. All right, I need this imperious. Just strong English woman, boom, of a certain age, Judi Dench, bam, done. There you go. So, and she is that, you need a queen, boom, Judi Dench.
Yes.
How many times has she played Elizabeth?
Right.
So, when she's with Bond, she's, I love how she portrays a powerful woman.
Yeah.
And how she nurtures him. And I don't know how much I like that. I like it for her character less than I like it for Bond. I think that they kind of ruined Bond a little bit. I mean, Quantum of Solace is just
changed,
oh my God.
It changed so much after Casino Royale.
Yeah, Quantum of Solace was just Quantum of
and then the other one with Skyfall, they have to have her, die in his arms,
right?
Sort of thing.
So yeah, she turns into more of a Bond mother figure.
Oh, it definitely changes.
Then I think
that's why I picked more Casino Royale.
But I think that she does her job well in that. She she's tough as nails, as one needs to be.
Yep.
And she's kind of, watching out for the well-being of those under her. So I really like her in that. I really like her. I don't know. I know it's I don't remember the actual number of seconds that she's in Shakespeare in Love.
Oh, yeah.
But she is Elizabeth. Yeah, she's Elizabeth. And she is scary as in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And she's in there for like 17 seconds. She's not in that movie. I know it's longer.
It's more than that, but
she
a short
is terrifying, and you feel the angst and the fear and the, oh my God, I just need to not do the wrong thing. Do I kneel?
In front of her? Do I even say this word first before I say this word?
Am I allowed to breathe in front of her?
She asked me a direct question.
Right.
What do I say?
Do I curtsy with every vowel? How do I do this? And you watch that movie, it's just like, oh shit. She's here. I need to, I'm in the audience going, all right, just everybody be cool.
That's
cool,
right.
Cool.
If I can blend into the background,
exactly.
I'll be all right.
I want to be invisible. So I love that little
yes,
bit.
That's a great one.
Really, she's so good in that.
Yeah.
And
the other thing you could say, and it's partially true, but only partially. You could say, if anybody played the role of the monarch, whether it's a king or queen or whatever country they're from, whoever plays it, that there's like this instant respect because, that person's the queen,
right.
This person's the king, we're the loyal subjects. So you already get that one. But there's another level.
Yeah, there's another level.
With that performance of Queen Elizabeth I, it's like, no.
Where that group of actors looks up and go, oh, yeah.
And you're like, I better not do anything wrong.
I'm willing to bet that the real queen is just like, hey, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
like she's talking to her great grandmother.
Yeah, exactly.
And then my next one is where she's not playing a queen, but she is playing this. It's Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh yes,
It's such a great ensemble movie, and it's one of those movies that it's really too bad that it is what it is. It's because her performance is great, and she's so fantastic at being this overbearing, over asking, just sort of taskmaster to her assistant. I mean, literally, they walk into the cabin.
It's like,
she walks into the cabin. They walk into the cabin. Why am I not unpacked yet? It's just like physics wouldn't allow it. It's just so it's a great performance. Unfortunately, the problem is that it takes place in a murder mystery, and there are certain problems inherent in rewatching a murder mystery.
Yes,
because the only reason you go back to watching a murder mystery is to sort of like see if you haven't figured it out before the end.
Right.
Then you're going to watch it again
just to figure out why you hadn't figured. Was there some other clues?
All the little, just like, they're that there. That's what makes Knives Out so much fun to watch, because you can. The first time I watched, he's just like, oh, okay, that's what happens, and then you go through it a second time, and you start seeing the things. It's like, oh yeah, I should have cut that sooner. And then you get and do it again. It's just like, oh, I should have cut that even sooner. So, I mean, that's really fun. And it's a fun thing to do along the way in Knives Out. In Murder on the Orient Express, Kenneth Branagh's accent gets a little grating as Poirot. Everyone else is sort of, they're all such caricatures of the characters. And
it's the same with the original one. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. So I mean, great acting, but they're all caricatures.
Yeah, so I think that the only way that these characters are not caricatures is in the novel, is in the story, because then it's just they don't have to be cartoonified.
You don't have to play the role.
So it's really too bad that I've I originally, saw Murder on the Orient Express in the theater. I've watched it again recently, and then actually in prep for this, I'm just like, I want to go back and watch her performance again. And it's just kind of, it's a lot. It's fine to do, but it's just a lot more work,
Yeah.
So you can. Oh, I was waiting for the Judi Dench scenes. But she's great, and she's so mean, and she's just such a bitch. It's just ridiculous. But unfortunately, it's not a performance that you can enjoy over and over and over again, because to get to her great performance over and over and over again, you have to go through the rest of it. And she's not the only good performance in it. I think Michelle Pfeiffer is great.
Yes,
she's great. And and then Johnny Depp is kind of okay as the over-the-top kind of gangster type. So, but it's I don't know, her performance in an otherwise, a okay movie. I'd give that movie overall like a B-, but So, but she's great in it, and again, she is such a jerk. But it's fun to It's fun to kind of see.
It's fun to watch it.
So that's where I am with Judi Dench.
Very good.
So yours were, to recap, I'm going to do M Bond movies.
Yeah.
And then it was Notes on a Scandal.
Yeah.
And then it was, I know I'm not going to remember it. What was the third one? Philomena, yeah. So.
Your three were the M in the Bond series. And, Murder on the Orient Express. And now I've already forgotten the second one.
On the third one. That's amazing. It was such a short, tiny time ago.
Shakespeare in Love.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Well, it's funny because the role was so short.
There it is. Yeah. So, he struggles for excuses. You guys are going to like and subscribe to this channel, and go find us on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So, hair and makeup. Something notable. You said you had something in your head. Boom, right there. What do you got?
Okay. Wonderful movie, wonderful performance, and sometimes all I can think of is the hairdo.
Okay.
No Country for Old Men. Javier Bardem as Anton Chigurh.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that is quite a hairstyle.
That hairstyle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good
choice.
one. I remember. I don't remember if it was like David Letterman or who it was, but he was on a late night talk show, and he's obviously they're pushing the movie, and he said that they tell him their idea with the hair, and he's just not sure what the thing, and then they like leave it to they've given I think instructions to the hairdresser, and the guy comes up with that hairstyle. And according to the story he's telling, he said, I look at what they want to do to me, and I put it on, and he goes, I'm not going to get laid for the next 2 months in my life. He said, oh my God.
But the effect was terrifying. Yes. It really did add a
and
layer.
And that character is terrifying.
Because this dude would have to be crazy to walk out in that hairdo.
You got it. So
that
one is hairdo. And
that is a good one.
But now let me just I can throw out a little something else about makeup. I was never crazy about this, but it's almost comical in a certain way when you see it. It's been a few years, but I have seen the movie The Warriors often.
Oh yeah.
It came out like I don't know, I was like a junior or senior in high school.
Yeah, I think it was like 78 or 79.
78 or 79, yeah, one of those 2 years. And this there's some great stuff in the thing, and it's like it's just a.
But all the different
it's
teams.
fun. But the one that drove me crazy was the Baseball Furies. That's the name of the baseball themed gang.
I know.
Okay, so let's just accept the baseball themed gang. We'll accept that. You can have things like baseball bats.
The Bloods.
Yeah. And now we got the Dodgers coming up. You're like, okay.
Guys.
And so they've got
Who mugged you,
baseball
ma'am?
bats.
I don't know.
So they've got baseball uniforms. Okay. They've got baseball bats. Okay, that's a pro for
Baseball
a gang.
bats,
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, the
bats.
key.
That's great. Because you want that bat. That's wonderful. You're a gang member. Get the bat. What was the deal with the full face makeup?
How much work must that have been?
Kiss just not trying hard enough to put their makeup.
But it's just as you're in this gang, and you're just like you gotta get up. It's like goth kids in the '90s.
Oh
just
my
like,
goodness! The whole
put this
idea
shit
with
on all the time.
with the full makeup, I'm like,
how are you just
Really?
walking down the street and a cop just
you
go,
got it.
You're about to go do some bad stuff, aren't you? Why would you say that, officer?
Look at you.
Look at you.
No, it's just like that one. That one
really
always
funny.
sticks in my mind as like.
But as a moviegoer, you're sitting there, you're just like, of course.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
I'll allow it.
Exactly. Well, to make one gang, stand out, you go, okay, but they're trying to make, I don't know, 50, 60 different gangs have distinct looks. And that's what happens when you try to get too distinctive.
The only other time that
God.
I've seen that let's make the gangs look distinctive kind of things was in Anchorman.
Yes.
We're PBS.
We're PBS. We're from Telemundo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are actually those are pretty good.
What do you have?
I would say part of me there's one part of me that wants to say Jules and Vincent in Pulp Fiction, but we mention that damn movie all the time, so I'm not.
We've actually gone a few hours, barely, maybe a few hours without mentioning.
Right, but I'm gonna go the Hunger Games series.
Okay.
Which is really interesting because when they show like those fancy parties and stuff like that, it's so you're in this weird, dystopia, and everybody's, starving and hoping that they can, find a wallet on the ground that they could eat, suck the nutrition out of a book spine.
Take that, you Kyle Hyde!
But here we are at these elaborate parties and with the loud, crazy man. This is just like if the 80s...
Check out the curve.
If the 80s did even more cocaine. So, but that to me is sort of like they just went over the top and they went, you know what, I want you to go crazy. Come back to me. Show me what you got. And then they said, no.
Yeah.
More.
Crazier.
Crazier. And it's not so much like it's sometimes it's a little too much. I wasn't and when I was asking the question, I wasn't like, oh, best or whatever, but just stuff that like kind of
stands out.
Sticks with you.
Sure.
I mean, like the Elizabeth Banks character in Hunger Games when she's out there doing her announce, her dress is crazy and her hair gets boom. It's it's just really fun and notable, memorable.
You know what else? I just thought of this one is Gary Oldman is the vampire there.
Oh yeah, what's going on with that?
Yeah,
I mean, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes,
he's got this great.
Okay, what is that one?
Beehive that gets very nicely parodied on The Simpsons.
Yes,
on
exactly.
The Simpsons.
On The Simpsons,
They did
Halloween one. There's one where
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns comes up with that.
So
one.
Really, good. That was
I just thought of that one. That just like funny. Popped in my head. But
all right. Hey, let's do the bucket.
Yes,
it's bucket time.
Pick us a good one.
Gasp. It's gasp worthy. It is.
Oh, it is gasp worthy.
It's gasp worthy.
Gasp worthy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Cool. When I went to Hollywood, they wanted to change my name to Gasp Worthy.
Gasp worthy.
Yes.
The great Gatsworthy. Yeah, I just did a bad Gatsby pun.
Don't ask.
That won't happen again. Folks, thanks for watching this episode of Ticket Stubs and Puff Crawl. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
See ya.